Hey there and happy Monday. So glad to be checking in with you right away early in the week. This week, my goal, maybe even tomorrow and throughout the week, is to maybe do some double features because I've got all these projects to inspire you with from my recent classes in September. And I want to get through those because the faster I get through them, the more it actually clears up my acrylic blocks so that I can finish prepping for my next month's class, which will be here before I know it. So today's card, quick and easy. So I've been working, if you live in this area, I'm in Southwest Minnesota. We had some frost come through, and so last week I grabbed all the tomatoes from my garden, and I had already picked my cabbage, and then I dug up my onions, and so I wish you could smell the background of my house. Hi there, Julie. So I have cabbage roll soup simmering away in the background with all my fresh garden tomatoes, cabbage, onions, carrots, all that kind of stuff. And I just throw in a little bit of seasoning, beef broth, and rice, and it just is so amazing. I make it in big batches, freeze it, and my youngest son in college loves it when I bring that down for a little treat from home too. So that's what's simmering in the background, and this is what's simmering for you guys. So today is a quick and easy card. I don't have my granddaughter helping today, or even my grandson. They spent a couple days with us while their mom and dad went to California for a long weekend, and they're back home, and they are excited to be reunited on both ends, but they had a great time with us too, so it was fun to have them. So today's card, like I said, is going to be so fast, so easy, so don't blink and miss it. And let me get my camera turned around here. So this is actually going to be project number 4 out of 6 from the Medelia Community Egg class that I did last month. So we've got this here. So here it is, right like that. And basically I'm taking some of my favorite dies and just trimming off a little bit there, some pretty paper, and letting the large sentiment kind of do its thing. So this is from the annual catalog. My goal was to make like 4 projects, 4 out of the 6 from the mini catalog, and 2 out of the 6 each class I did from the annual, just to kind of give some variety and such. I didn't always follow that through because there's just so much stuff good in the mini catalog, and I always feel like, oh, I can come back to the annual catalog, even though even this kind of goes away faster than what we think. So on page 33 is the Good Feelings stamp set, and recently I'd used this at a different class, and so today I'm going with You're on My Mind and in My Heart sentiment. That's always a good one. And then the paper in the back is just something to point out. I'm not going to go through all of them, but it's that very large package, Delightfully Eclectic 12 by 12, where you get actually 48 sheets of that for $30. So what I like about it for my classes is I can get 24 card fronts this size, 4 by 5 1/4, out of the package, because there are 4 of each of the 12 designs in the package, and that's on page 129. So that's where this is coming from. Hi there, Fran. Good to have you on here. So let me just start by taking some Night of Navy cardstock here. This is my card base, folding this way, opening that way, I should say. And like I said, that designer series paper, it's so pretty. I love navy, as you guys know, but I love the pop of color, like the fresh freesia, petal pink, even whites and some of the greens. Calypso coral is kind of what caught my eye. I was kind of debating between that and the fresh freesia in the color choices too. I don't think either would be a bad one. But then when I saw that there was this braided twine that coordinated with the Calypso coral, that kind of sealed the deal there too. So I'm just going to take and put some adhesive on the back side of this piece here, like so. Got that. And then I'm just going to kind of walk through what I did for you guys. So the next thing that I'm going to do is grab this piece of Calypso coral. And if you can tell, like, it looks like it's like got a blunt cut. It doesn't on this end, it doesn't match up with the other end. Like, it doesn't look quite right if you're used to these dies and how they normally look. Hi there, Joyce. And so what I did with the scalloped contours dies, so it's these, if you're familiar with them. So I took the second to the largest die here, and I ran it through, just full on ran it through. And then after I was done, what I did is cut, actually I'm going to put the paper or the cardstock right on top of the die. So what I did is cut like the second loop, or scallop I should say, in, and just cut that off with my trimmer, because I wanted an edge that's going to line up as a blunt cut right up to my cardstock for what I had in mind for my project. So before I kind of assemble that, I'm going to wrap some twine around this too. So this is that braided linen trim in the Calypso Coral color here. So let me just get this tied around the card here. And so that's the nice thing about the scalloped edges, is I can use that kind of as a little bit of a ribbon guide, or kind of just falls right into these little notches here. The scallop becomes a notch, and I'm putting it right into that first notch on the upper and lower end of this. So I'm just going to go like so. I know a lot of people are like, how long do you cut your pieces of cardstock? Well, obviously you can tell it's still attached. I always do this because I am terrible. I've got big fingers. I'm terrible at knowing like how much I would need to cut off. So I'm like, well, if I just cut it like so, then I just trim off what's left, kind of like so, and then this is just back onto the spool like that. Okay, so as you can see now, it's in this notch and in that notch to make it for easy staying power there. All right, and then let me grab my Calypso Coral ink pad, and I'm just going to ink up here on You're on my mind and in my heart. Let me measure what this comes out to. 2 1/4 by 3 inches of basic white. And so that's what this measurement is here. So let me just ink this up well. As you can tell, I'm still tapping, even though I'm inking it up well. Doesn't mean I'm squishing it to death. All right, so we've got that nice and solid. Don't you guys love sometimes some bigger sentiment just for things like this? And then I'm gonna just bring over a piece of scratch paper. You can tell it's well loved for all sorts of things. And I'm going to take this leaf from the Layering Leaves stamp set in the annual catalog, and I'm going to just go ahead and stamp the inside of the card right away, since I have my ink pad out here. And it just kind of follows through this with kind of some of the greenery. So I'm kind of going with the greenery shape, and yet the color that I'm kind of highlighting, which is Calypso Coral. So then that's ready to go right away too. All right, so I'm going to flip this over and add some dimensionals. I'm putting these two on the edge right over top that ribbon, just to keep that in place as kind of a little insurance. Whoops, that it's not going to move. Took the dimensional top off without the dimensional. And I'm not putting any in the middle because I'm going to pop up the sentiment too. So let me just move this over here, and now I'm going to put this right up against, as close as I can, to the Night of Navy edge here of my card. So it's actually going to go past my pretty Designer Series paper and line up on my card edge like so. So I've got that, and then I'm going to take and put 4 dimensionals here on my sentiment, and because there's nothing else going on the top, I'm going to put 1 in the middle just to kind of keep it popped up nicely. And now this I'm going to kind of center, but put off to the side a little bit. I'm kind of centering it between the ribbon and the outside edge to give it some space there, and that way it kind of highlights the ribbon, because that can almost blend in because it's Calypso Coral ribbon on top, or twine on top of Calypso Coral cardstock. So that almost finishes that, but of course I have to add some embellishments. So it's time for me to grab my classic matte dots. Hi there, Donna. So the classic matte dots came in black, it still does, must have been popular, gray, very vanilla, and then the white. And so with this, what I'm doing is just grabbing my take your pick tool, going to grab a large white and just put it on the dotted line here. And then I'm going to grab, oops, scooted it, but it didn't come all the way off, a small white and a small white like so. So it's kind of on either side, and I've got this nice little dotted border on the Scallop Contours dies to just make that lining up very, very simple and easy. And now I'm going to take this piece of cardstock that I'd already stamped for you guys on that 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white, and that's just going to be on the inside. You're on my mind and in my heart can be for a birthday, it can be for a thinking of you card, kind of any type of sentiment like that. So when it comes to very all occasion cards, I love to have these on hand, and especially when they come together as simple as this one. So I know in Medelia, depending on, you know, where people started, I know Donna, you were there, like some of the cards, not that they were hard, but some of them, you know, like anything, I try and space it out. Like some cards take more time than others. So if people got to this one and went, oh, all I have to do is stamp, kind of assemble, put that in the inside, it's all good. It's kind of a little bit of a relief to not have every single project take as long if there's a lot of steps or pieces to them. So hopefully that gives you guys some inspiration to be able to copy just that die layout and give you something different to work with on that too. Hi, Jill. So kind of wrapping things up here. So you might have to watch the replay, but yeah, so I'll be posting tomorrow just before I go live. But like I said, my goal, sometimes my time's not my own, especially we did get some rain here on the farm, and that kind of slowed things down for a little bit, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be needed by the guys and such too. But my hope is to get you a couple videos of inspiration tomorrow again and get some of these projects headed your way. So take care, have a great evening, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye.